Hi my lovely people, welcome back to another fabulous fragrance video. And if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you the most powerful or heavy hitter fragrances from my collection. Some call it beast mode. I don't really love that term, beast mode, which has become very popular here on YouTube. When I say heavy hitter fragrances, I mean not just fragrances that, are strong, that project strongly, but also fragrances that last long. So they actually perform well overall. That's what I mean. These are very heavy hitting fragrances. They linger, they are powerful, they project something crazy. They are fragrances that you will smell from miles away. I mean, not literally, about feet away, you will be able to smell these fragrances, and they will linger, they will last for a very long time. And I have something like over 400 fragrances in my collection, you guys, but you will see there are only a handful of fragrances here that I'm going to talk to you about. Which means these heavy hitter fragrances, the high performing fragrances are very few and far between. They're very rare. I mean, I have a lot of other fragrances in my collection that project well, last long, but they're not as strong as these. I mean, these will be felt. You will smell them. I mean, I don't mean in your face, rather. I mean, you will be able to smell these fragrances and they will linger for a long time. You will smell them, they will project. So they're very strong, they're potent fragrances. So let's find out what they are. All right, so I have a basket full here. Like I said, I have something like 400 plus fragrances in my collection, and I only have a very few here, and these are niche and designer heavy hitters. So let me get started. I'm going to start with my favorites, okay? And then we're going to move on to other heavy hitters. I'm sure you're getting sick of hearing about these, but they're just great, okay? They're just simply great. I don't know what to tell you, but my number one fragrance in my collection, I know for the longest time, many of you used to ask me, what's your number one fragrance? If you were to name a fragrance as your number one, what would that be? And I always used to tell you guys it's Fragrance du Bois Oud Jaune Intense, which is one of my still top 10 for life, very, very much. But that one is very much a summertime fragrance, and it's kind of limited as to when I can wear it. It's very like tropical smelling. So I needed one that technically can be worn all year round. And this one, yes, this one I'm about to talk about is a cold weather fragrance. This one will stand up to cold weather. But this is also something you can actually wear in the warmer months at nighttime. So it's really something you can wear technically all year round. You can wear this nighttime in the warmer months. But this one is a heavy hitter. This one you can smell. People will smell you when you're wearing this. Again, out of my 400 plus collection, only few fragrances can people really smell from feet away, and this is one of them. One of Starbucks baristas smelled this through her mask, and I haven't had that happen very often. But you know what? This person did smell it through her mask. This one is none other than my beloved number one fragrance in my collection right now. This is Ceylon Rose Oud. You guys, this beauty is something else. I'm telling you, it's so good. It's just the most beautiful fragrance in the world to me. Now, I know that some of you, there are a rare few of you, like not the majority, but a small amount of people I know out of my subscribers and my viewers who watch this channel, and like my friends and family, like rarely somebody who would not like a rose fragrance. That's unfortunate because this one, yes, is a rose fragrance, But you guys, it's a lot more than a rose fragrance. It doesn't necessarily smell like rose, you know, it's a lot more. Because of the cypral oil in this fragrance, it doesn't smell like rose. Yes, you can smell the rose, but it's a different kind of rose scent than the majority of rose scents that you've ever smelled. This is not oud, this is not rose either, like neither one of the two. It's rose oud. Yes, it's a rose oud fragrance, but the oud in here is so well blended into that cypral oil. If I'm not mistaken, this also has Atlas cedar, and that's another one that this is well blended into. So there's a little bit of woodiness in here other than the oud. The cypral oil really kind of helped balance it all, I feel like. And you guys know how I feel about sexy herbal notes, you know, like Davana, cypral oil. They are so sexy. They make a fragrance linger. It gives this lingering nature to fragrances, and they're very sultry, those herbal notes. So that's what's in here, cypral oil with that rose, with that oud. It's just so sexy. If I'm not mistaken, is there leather in here? I cannot remember, but you know, it's a very sexy fragrance. This is like a third date fragrance. It's a super date night fragrance. This is like that fragrance you want to wear when you really want to grab someone's attention, impress your date, you know, that important date, that forever guy or girl or whoever it is, you know, that you want to impress. That kind of fragrance, this one. So yeah, I can't tell you enough. I am not sponsored. You might wonder why I keep raving about it. It's not gifted to me. Bought it with my own money. Killian doesn't know who I am. No, I'm not sponsored, but I absolutely love this. I do this channel, I don't know about other creators, out of my passion. Let me tell you something, this channel does not make a living. I highly recommend this fragrance. The next one is Hibiscus Majad. You guys, this one is by Maison Crivelli. Oh my gosh, this is my second beloved. Next to that one only. This is another one that is just the most heavenly aroma. It's just, this is hibiscus, but it doesn't really have hibiscus in it. They created the hibiscus scent out of a combination of, I believe, rose and spearmint to get that hibiscus kind of scent. Hibiscus is like a fantasy note because hibiscus flower doesn't really have a scent, if you know what I mean. Oh my gosh, this one is the most heavenly fragrance, and it is beast mode, if you want to call it that. It's a heavy hitter because it projects, it lasts. This one will last till you wash yourself, your skin and your clothes. It's going to be on you. It's going to project. You're going to get whiffs of it every 5 minutes. Heavy hitter. And these both are fragrances, although hibiscus is like a tropical flower and you would think of summer, and yes, you can wear this summer nights, which I'm gonna do on date nights and stuff during the summer when I go out, but it is definitely a fragrance that can stand up to cold weather. You can wear it in colder months. So next one I want to talk about it. This one, my latest, my most beloved cherry fragrance. You guys know I have a thing for cherry fragrances, but this one is the cherry fragrance of all cherry fragrances. This one is, of course, Room 1015's Cherry Punk. I have a discount code for you down in the description box if you want some money off this. Oh my God. You guys, this fragrance is the most sexy cherry fragrance ever. I have like a ton of cherry fragrances in my collection, but this is the one I keep going to. I have worn this so much, and this one will stand up to cold weather. I wore this when I went to visit the White House with my family. This was my fragrance, and it was a very particularly super cold night, and I wanted something that lingered, you know, that lasted, and I wanted to feel a little holiday cheery, you know. So I wore this fragrance, and it was there. I was getting whiffs of it that whole time. It was on my clothes when I got back home. It was on my skin when I got back home. This is a very good, like, heavy hitting fragrance. This is not your typical, you know, cherry almond fragrance that everybody's making, you know, kind of copying the Tom Ford Lost Cherry. No. This one is an edgy cherry. This one has leather. This is a cherry leather fragrance before almond. Yes, there is a slight almond nuance in it because cherry is a synthetic note. And in that synthetic cherry, because cherry can be made naturally, you can't turn cherry into oil. That synthetic cherry note tends to have an almond nuance naturally in it. So every cherry fragrance is going to have some almond nuance to it, but it's not your typical cherry almond fragrance. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so this one is like your, you know, your edgy fashionista punk rock chick, you know, like that chick who wears the leather jacket, and that kind of fragrance. Cherry punk, stunning. Oh gosh, I forgot to mention, I actually also have a discount code for Hibiscus Mahajad down in the description box for you guys if you want some money off it. Now let's see. Oh yeah, here's another one. Oh my lord, this is one of the most potent floral fragrances ever. I mean, you don't expect this from a floral fragrance, but boy, this one will take your nose out. If you wear it in the warmer months, don't make the mistake of wearing this in the warmer months. I did it thinking, no, it's a floral fragrance, I'll just wear it in the warmer months. No, it didn't work out for me. No, don't. This is for winter. I should have paid more attention. I hadn't really paid attention to it when I first wore it that first day. Well, if I read the notes, if I knew the notes, I smelled it. I knew I smelled something boozy. I knew I smelled something strong like leather, but I wasn't paying attention too much. Yes, this has Amaretto note in here that is absolutely boozy. This is a very strong floral, boozy floral fragrance with a suede note in it, you guys, which makes it so sexy and so strong, so lingering. Leather notes tend to make fragrances, in my opinion, really strong. Like, leather gives fragrances teeth, so to speak, you know. Oh, this is the most boozy, strong floral fragrance. This has a slew of florals. I'm not going to go through everything. Like cherry blossom is one, I think. Lots of floral notes in here. There's amaretto. The moment I smelled this, I smelled, is that almond and booze? Is it like amaretto? Yes, I was right. And yes, I thought there was leather in it. And yes, there is. And I don't know what I was thinking that first day wearing it in the warmer months, because I bought it in the warmer months. Anyway, I immediately put it away until the winter time, until cold weather. Boy, does it work super well in the colder months. By the way, you guys, many of you message me on IG. You also talk to me in the comment section and always ask me, hey, I wore this, but it didn't work out for me. A lot of the times I find out the reason is that you're wearing the fragrance in the wrong season. Now remember, if you wear a fragrance, it's supposed to be worn in summer, in the winter, you're not going to get the effect you're looking for. They are meant to be worn in certain weather conditions, in certain climates. Cold weather fragrances, warm weather fragrances, don't get them mixed up. Pay attention to the notes, pay attention to the strength, and know what your cold weather fragrances are. And if you want a reference, check my homepage. I have so many videos about cold weather fragrances, warm weather fragrances, winter fragrances, summer fragrances. Check it out. Did I tell you what this is? Amouage Blossom Love. Strongest floral fragrances of all time. Who do I talk about next? Okay, well, I have a ton here. So here's another one, Serge Muse. Oh my goodness. Woo, this one's strong too. This one, so good. This one is a floral fragrance. This has like some white florals in here. But this has that very sultry, very sexy Davana note in here, which is what makes this just linger and linger and linger. beast mode. I mean, this is not one to be worn in warmer months whatsoever, only strictly in cold weather. And this is also super plummy, you guys. Like, it's a very plummy fragrance. There's plum right in the opening. There's leather, so there's that sexy leather again, giving that fragrance teeth. And the Davana makes it even more lingering, you know. It's definitely a super strong fragrance. You do not want to wear that in the colder weather. I mean, sorry, warm weather whatsoever. And here's another beast mode one, Maison Francisca John Oud Satin Mood Extrait. Now, I don't have the original. This is the extrait. This one is a little bit more stronger, like a little more strong. It's the most mysterious, super baddie, Black Widow, you know, femme fatale type of scent ever. This is that typical, that very rose oudy fragrance. This has got rose and oud, but what makes this so gorgeous are those, like, the heavy dose of vanilla in here that makes it so sweet and delicious. And that violet in here makes it very sophisticated, little powdery. But you know what, you guys? This one is a heavy hitter. This will last and last, linger and linger and project. People smell this. Yes, potent fragrance. You will be getting whiffs of it when you wear it. Absolutely dark, like gorgeous villain, sexy villain type fragrance, if you will. Very mysterious, you know, kind of fragrance. If you want to intrigue people, leave a kind of mysterious scent trail. This is the one for you. This is Oud Satin Mood by Maison Francisca Jean. Now, let me see what else we got. Oh boy, yeah, this one right here. This is Inicio Atomic Rose. You guys, this one is a super beast mode fragrance. Yeah, this one is the one that smells kind of similar to Perfumes de Delina fragrance, but not exactly. You know, don't get me wrong, they do not smell exactly alike. But there's a bit of resemblance because of the fact that they both share the same rose note, Turkish rose. This also has Bulgarian rose and a bunch of other notes. There's something greenish about this. There's something sharp and sour about it. Maybe the citrus notes in here. Maybe there's a green note like rhubarb, which is not revealed. I don't know, which is maybe why it's very kind of, you know, reminds you of Delina. But you know what, you guys, this thing is a beast mode fragrance. You do not want to overspray this. This will take your nose out. Even in the winter, if you spray too much, this is quite potent. Just one spritz here, and you're good to go. Again, cold weather fragrance. I prefer to wear this either in like late winter or early spring before it gets warm. That kind of fragrance that should only be worn in cold weather. Atomic Rose, very heavy hitter type fragrance, lasts forever, projects far away, leaves a scent trail. Now let's see what else we have. We have here this one right here. This one is Sandal Ruby by Carolina Herrera's Confidential line. This one is very much a woody sandalwood fragrance through and through. It's balsamic. It's very potent, it's very lingering, it's projecting, it's lasting, it's a heavy hitter. It's a thick, dense fragrance you do not want to wear any other time but super cold months. This has got a little bit of a kicky start with the warm spices and the little spice kick from the black pepper. This has got loads and loads of, like I said, like sandalwood. This has got, I think, tuberose. It's a very strong fragrance. Some amber perhaps as well. Very much a heavy hitter fragrance, very dense. And here is another niche fragrance that is a floral fragrance that's a beast mode heavy hitter. This one is Bond Number 9 Chinatown. Oh my lord, you guys, this one is a beautiful white floral fragrance. There's so many white floral notes in here. Tuberose, there's orange blossom, or I think gardenia. Gardenia is very prominent in here. You can smell the gardenia with that tuberose. Oh, you guys, this one is just like a it's very beast mode. I mean, it hits you in the face. I remember when I first got this and I was reviewing it, well, not reviewing it, I was sitting and spraying it to test it out, and I was sitting next to my computer, and I got some of it on the computer, and like 2 days after, I was working on the computer and I was getting this whiff of like huge punch in the face whiff of Chinatown, and I'm like, what in the world, where's that coming from? I'm not wearing it today. It was coming from the computer, that little few droplets that fell on the computer. It's beast mode, I'm telling you. It's got a very sensual dry down with the woody notes like cedar, sandalwood, and heavy dose of, there's vanilla, heavy dose of vanilla. Yeah, this is an absolute, some spices too, by the way. I think a little cardamom in here. Hard to even notice the spice notes though, but it's giving it a kick to the fragrance. Very, very, very beast mode. I only wear this. I used to wear this in like, you know, late spring even, but I'm thinking now this is something I'm wearing in the winter time, winter months, and early spring. Bond number 9, Chinatown. And then we have here, oh my gosh, we have so many. Here it is, my oldie but goodie. This is like my 3rd bottle. Look, I'm halfway through this one too. One of my favorite designer fragrances of all time. This one, God, I love this scent. This one is a super beast mode heavy hitter fragrance, you guys. This is, did I tell you the name? This is Victor and Rolf's Bonbon Couture, not Bonbon the original. That's not a heavy hitter or beast mode. This one is. And I have a theory why it might be. This one has very similar notes to the original. You know, it also has the same, like, you know, white florals, neroli, orange blossom, same thing. A huge dose of caramel that gives it that gourmand, you know, ness of the fragrance. It makes it gourmand. Has a huge dose of vanilla in here as well. Yeah, this has a little bit of patchouli, but you know, it does, you can barely, you know, it's not earthy. Let me just put it that way. It's just they are complementing those gourmand notes, which patchouli tends to do. Very complementary to gourmand notes in the base. This has got some beautiful like citruses, like syrupy citruses, like mandarin in the opening. There's, I think, peach too, that juicy peach. Now in the dry down, this has, in the base, has a white tobacco note. I think that's one of the reasons why this is lingering, because white tobacco has this sort of lingering aroma, and then the patchouli probably helps its sort of beast mode status, if you will. Absolutely beautiful, and people smell this like feet away. I often get compliments when I'm at dinner. I tend to wear this going out to dinner and stuff, and waiters, so many compliments. It's something that is definitely a heavy hitter for colder months, and I would say nighttime wear. And then I have 2 fragrances from EBK Paris, you guys. Oh man, this house makes the most heavy hitting fragrances ever, man. It's like they make strong stuff. Okay, so this is EBK Paris Ruby and Vanilla Ontons. Whew, this one is a beast mode fragrance. This is the most interesting vanilla ever. It's really more of a velvet fragrance. Have you ever smelled like brand new velvet fabric? It has that scent, you know, and it's like very luxurious, sophisticated. It immediately reminds me of, you know, the very thick velvet curtains of Louis XIV's bedroom, or it reminds me of an opera house, you know, with the red velvet curtains, like theater, you know, that's kind of what it reminds me of. And that's the kind of occasion I wear this to. Very special occasion type of fragrance to me. This has got some, I'm sure, some amber. There's a little bit of an almondy hint. This has velvety notes, as they call it, as the house calls it. And I'm wondering if that means they have some synthetic notes that smell like velvet, or notes that are velvety. But I can almost guarantee you there's something in here that makes it smell like velvet, the fabric. Very beast mode, very, very like heavy hitter fragrance. This is only cold weather fragrance. I'm telling you, nighttime wear only. And here is another one from EBK Paris. This is Deep and Desire Yacht. This one is a gourmand. This one is super heavy hitting too. Oh my goodness. This one is a gourmand fragrance, you guys. This one has like, I believe, chocolate in here. There's like hazelnut. There's definitely a nuttiness about it. There's definitely a thick, dense gourmand, you know, feel to it. This has like either, is it grapes? I think it has grapes in here. So it's got that sort of dark, like grapey vibe about it too. And I know it has like a camellia flower for like a floral note. It's a very unique fragrance and it's super beast mode. Oh my goodness. Like, I wonder if some of the notes, you know, camellia might be a synthetic note because the camellia flower I don't think has a scent, but you know what I mean. So there might be a few synthetic notes which probably contribute to the beast mode, heavy hitter nature of this fragrance. It's definitely very, very, very thick and dense and heavy hitting type of fragrance, only for colder months, nighttime wear only. So these two I'm almost going to talk about together. This one is Jimmy Choo by Jimmy Choo, the original, and this is Jimmy Choo Exotic, the 2014 formulation. These are beast mode too. I mean, these are oldies but goodies, you know, like people don't really talk about these like anymore, I feel like, but they are very much fragrances that are still very beast mode, very valid, very much fragrances people love. So this one, you guys, is a gourmand also. This has a toffee note. This is very very heavy. This has patchouli, and yes, you can smell the patchouli. It's not too earthy, but adds to that gourmand nature of the fragrance. Like I said, gourmand notes really go well with patchouli. This has some, I know, pear, juicy pear in the opening, some green notes, I think, bunch of other stuff, but you know, it's super beast mode. This will like project, it'll last. It's a heavy hitter, okay? It's strong, it's potent, and there's one is even more potent, I feel like, because it's strong. It's strong. This has some berry notes, I think raspberry and stuff in here, but it's very similar to, it's more of a fruity gourmand. Also very, very strong, like a beast mode strong fragrance. It's almost kind of like headache inducing to that point, almost. If you don't want to overspray that one, let me tell you. Okay, so then I have this one here by Guerlain. This is Guerlain La Petite Robe Noir Black Perfecto. This one is a cherry fragrance also, but this one is a different kind of cherry fragrance from the other ones that I like. This is a very citrusy cherry fragrance. I mean, you can smell the citruses in the open. This one has a leather note, very like dark leather note in here that you can smell. This one is a very like almost gothic fragrance. It's not for everybody, not for every occasion. It's got a very strong cherry note in here as well. It's got leather, like I said. It's a super heavy hitting fragrance, very, very strong. Do not overspray. Nighttime wear, cold weather only fragrance. Angel Nova. This one I'm gonna spray a little bit. I'm just gonna spray it on myself, I think, because I can't smell through this as much. I do, but not as much because of the atomizer, the way it is. Yeah, this one is a super, super beast mode fruity fragrance. This is good for kind of like the colder part of spring, I would say. It's not quite like a winter fragrance because of the fruitiness. I'd say it's very much like a strictly a springtime fragrance because it is too beast mode to wear in the warmer months. If you wear this in the summertime, make sure to wear it at nighttime. And of course, this has got that really fruity lychee note in here that reminds people of like, I don't know, Delina, some people say it reminds them of Carolina Herrera. Very good girl, yes and no. And then this has like, I think patchouli too, and it has like loads of rose. Turkish rose, I believe. Super strong fragrance. It can be headache inducing if you overspray in the warmer months. And then I have Tom Ford Black Orchid, powerhouse of a fragrance, a beautiful, thick, heavy gourmand. This has every note under the sun. I'm not even going to go there because chocolate, yes, there's chocolate. Black truffle, yes, there's black truffle. Every fragrance, floral note under the sun, yes, it's got it. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff. There's patchouli, yes, you know, lots of notes. It's super beast mode, only like a very thick, very heavy, very potent fragrance. Only good for nighttime wear in colder months. Then I have this thing over here. Oh my gosh, Roses Musk by Mancera. Geez, if you don't want your nose to be taken out. Do not wear this in warm months in the heat. This is a heavy hitter. It will induce headaches if you overspray it. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's very rosy, loads of rose, very thick, heavy, you know, kind of synthetic fragrance like Mancera and Montal tend to be. Loads of florals, like rose, of course, loads of rose, and other florals, white florals, lots of florals. Loads of vanilla, loads of amber, loads of musk, patchouli, I believe. It just has a lot of notes, but mostly it's that potent syntheticness in here that is, you know, a heavy hitter about, the heavy hitter nature about this. Very, very strong fragrance. You wouldn't be able to scrub it off of your skin. Even after showering, you'll smell that on you. Very heavy hitting fragrance. So those are my heavy hitters from my collection. They are potent fragrances. They're strong. They're powerhouses. They project. They last. They are absolutely beast mode. So let me know down in the comment section, what are your beast mode fragrances? What are your heavy hitters that you only reserve for colder months? It performs so well that you reserve it for certain occasions, special occasions. Let me know down in the comment section, what are your heavy hitters? I hope you guys have a very happy new year. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so you will never miss any of my videos. Otherwise, you will miss no matter how much you subscribe. Subscribing really doesn't matter anymore. That bell is what matters. You gotta hit both of those. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post a lot of fun content. I'll see you guys in my next video.